We're going to take a look at a couple scouting reports from Dane Brugler from The Athletic, actually a local guy, one of the best as far as scouting reports and mock drafts. Here's what Brugler has thumbnailed out for Jermaine Johnson. Went to Mobile's top defender on the roster, left the same way, dominating throughout the week. Georgia transfer, bet on himself, became alpha of the Seminoles defensive line. You see leading the ACC tackles for loss, sacks. He projects as an every down NFL starter. And you see the 6'4", 259, prototypical kind of guy, played against really good competition. So you get why he flew up. Let's take a look at what Brugler has written about Treylon Burks. We're going to go into some wide receivers here. Vision and acceleration, skills to turn quick hitters into big plays, breaking tackles with his balanced body strength, and competitive toughness. He led the SEC with 22 plays of 20-plus yards. Also tracks it downfield. Separation skills mitigated by undeveloped rhythm as a route runner. Long as he stays healthy, Burks has the skills to grow into the NFL team's #1 receiver, and they compare him to Deebo Samuel. A couple of things are concerning there, D-Man. When they talk about the lack of separation, undeveloped rhythm, that's concerning because you want guys that have bursts to separate. That bursts in the rhythm is how you get separation. And you better get separation in the NFL here.
Yeah, but, first of all, we love Dane Brugler. He is awesome when it comes to draft analysis. His draft Bible every year is must read. But, from what I read there with Dane, it's like you can get the separation out of him primarily because he's raw. It's not in certain areas. It's not because he doesn't have the speed or the quicks, to get away from a defender. It's that he needs to refine his route running. That's how I see it. So that to me is not a red flag or even a yellow flag when it comes to Burks. If he's properly coached, you can get this talent out of him. And I also love anytime you mention the name Deebo Samuel, even when you say linebacker-sized version or poor man's version or whatever you want to say, you compare him to Deebo Samuel in any way, shape, or form, sign me up.
Yeah, I'm with you. The more I hear about Treylon Burks, the more I like. The separation thing concerned me. I saw that in a couple things, and then when I read it with Dane, it also kind of popped. Let's take a look at what Dane has for Garrett Wilson. Again, OSU guy. A lot of Browns fans familiar with him. Ability to get open before and after the catch, type of receiver that makes playbook come alive. Despite average size, unbelievable adjustments on the football. With his slender frame, elite body control, catch point, Wilson reminds me of C.D. Lamb. Again, those are all great things. And again, Brugler, love his scouting. He's usually really, really good with that. And a guy that makes playbook come alive, sign up the Browns for 2 or 3 of those at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Wilson first wide receiver off the board. And if he is, he most likely is gone before 13. Because, what the NFL evaluators look at is, this guy just makes plays, gets open. He, as Dane Brugler said, he adjusts to the ball. He's a guy who figures out a way to make catches. It doesn't seem like traffic bothers him. And he comes from, an incredible program at Ohio State. And I think he checks so many boxes that it's very possible he is the first wide receiver taken.
All right, we're going to take a look at 2 more wide receivers really quickly. So Jamison Williams, you mentioned coming off the ACL tear. If not for his recent ACL tear, Williams would be about 10 spots higher. He's at 22, so he'd be knocking on the top 10 in the draft. Track family, elite speed, route runners, and you see a lot of things that you want. Tracks the ball well, downfield, makes easy adjustments on the ball. in a downfield passing offense in the NFL, has a chance to be special as long as his knee makes full recovery. And then the other guy, Drake London from USC. Ultimate respect for a wide receiver is when everybody knows the ball is going to and defenses can't stop him. That sums up London's junior season. Basketball background, high point ability, and you see contact through his size, 6'5", 212, also coming off an injury. The ideal thing, D-Man, would be if one of those guys slips and the Browns could pull what they did last year with JOK. You trade up in the second round and you get two of those. Then you're pretty well set. That's asking a lot. But you got two guys on the defensive side of the ball like that last year.
Yeah, my preference, of course, I've got an Ohio State bias, but Garrett Wilson, even if I have an Ohio State bias, I'm not going to say that every Ohio State player has a chance to be great, but I truly believe Garrett Wilson has a chance to be a great player in the NFL. Second for me would be Drake London because of that size and the ball skills. Williams, I'm telling you what, man, and you saw it, David. This guy was head and shoulders the best receiver in the game for a lot of the college football season. He was awesome. I mean, he got open easily on people, and you won't convince me that Alabama wasn't going to beat Georgia in that national championship game if Jamison Wilson did not tear up his knee early. If he plays that entire game, I'm almost positive Alabama would have won, but they didn't win. Georgia won. Give them their credit. You got a situation where I don't know that the Browns, at this stage of their development, where they pretty much better win next year. I don't know that they can wait even a second on a guy coming back from a knee problem or a knee injury. So I would think even if Williams is available, they'll pass on him.